What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about the game Ragnarok Mobile. I've watched Yotsuba's review on it after 7 years, and I have my own 2 cents about the game. So we'll be talking about what's happening or what happened. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room first. The game's monetization. So it's a gacha system, right? You get your headgears, your cards, most of your uh, cosmetics, if ever, from the gacha system there. And to be honest, it doesn't seem like it's a fair type of gacha, unlike other games that offer pity systems or clear drop rates. Ragnarok's gacha mechanics have no guaranteed rewards unless you buy the whole bundle of in-game purchase items for that month. So it leads to some players spending a lot of money without obtaining desired items. In fact, there have been players spending over $1,000 on in-game items, highlighting the game's pay-to-win nature. The system creates a very significant gap between the paying players and the free-to-play users, especially in late game. You'll really feel it during those times where cards actually are very essential in the late game. So, like, the pay to win model doesn't just affect individual experiences, it also impacts the entire game's ecosystem. In competitive modes like War of Imperium, players with premium gears or premium cards have distinct advantage. You'll really feel the difference, making it challenging for others to compete without similar investments, especially for those who just casually play for during the guild versus guild season, something like that as an example. So the disparity discourages new players or returning players, and can lead to the and is leading actually to the decline of active players in the game, as the game becomes less about skill and more about how much you're willing to spend on such items. So let's talk about the items mentioned, the in-game purchases. They are currently selling cards, very good cards, in fact, that affect your character's progress. And these cards are not just for player versus player mode. It's also for the general game, and that's what I mentioned a while ago, that it disrupts the ecosystem because, of course, not all cards are the same or can give out the same effects. So some players would actually require you to have these, especially during your guild wars and your PvP seasons, the Magic Prison, the 6v6 one, or even just the 12v12 for fun if they're playing competitively, not for fun anymore. And of course, not everyone can get them, since it's a chance box. You get these from gacha boxes that are by chance, and the only time it's guaranteed that if it's around, if I recall correctly, around 200 plus boxes or 300. So yeah, it doesn't seem fair for a normal or a casual player. Beyond monetization, content stagnation is another pressing issue. While the game did introduce some updates, many players feel that the day-to-day activities have become monotonous. The reliance on autoplay feature further diminishes engagement. Some players can just, auto attack, and then the whole game is just them auto attacking, and someone will just rescue them if they die, turning the gameplay into a very passive experience. Without fresh, engaging content, players are left with repetitive tasks, leading to burnout and decreased interest over time. And, I have guildmates, I have friends who've taken a break from playing since they felt burnt out, and they felt like the game has been boring, has turned boring for them. They're just waiting for new patches or new content updates to, check if it's worth playing again. While the game does offer nostalgia, it does raise concerns on its longevity and community health. I do see that the Discord channel is still quite active, and I really commend the moderators there, trying to invite new players, trying to unite everyone and helping each other. It's just that the balance between monetization and the player satisfaction does not really equate properly, since not everyone is willing to spend thousands, if not hundreds of dollars on a game just to progress in the late run. And with the current patches or current updates with regards to content, I do think that having a more having more storyline based quests or content would be nice, so that players can be active again and they can actually have fun right after some weeklies instances, the typical monotonous day for a Ragnarok player.
Okay, we can argue that the cards are, they're premium cards, so we could use other cards, right? The thing is, these cards are not easy to get if you want to farm them, since if you're trying to check them out through the overworld, there are dedicated players with giving the time of day every hour or every 2 hour intervals just to farm or just to hunt these monsters, and sometimes it leads to trouble, which I've seen multiple times in social media, wherein they would complain that why are you here on this channel? You know that I've been playing here. So the thing is that it doesn't seem healthy, and it also leads to reporting using other accounts, their friends helping each other report this player just for stepping into their territory. And I find it very idiotic for it to happen, since it's not something that you should be getting mad about. I do get that it's frustrating, since you're also hunting for the same thing and you haven't get it if you haven't gotten it. And that leads to my point, it's not easy to get, and it leads to players focusing on a certain server or a certain channel, and they've been spawn farming in a way. So it does get annoying to see in social media that this happens to players with each, like they get into heated fights with each other. Okay, next we can say that we can farm it in instances like Oracle, Chaotic Invasion, Endless Tower. But seriously, if you think about it, I've been playing for quite some time. I guess I could say, actually, no, I admit that I have bad RNG. It doesn't go for everyone, but it goes for most. That King Poring has very bad rates, and not everyone has gotten a taste of MVP cards from that NPC. And if you think about it, you spend 4 or 5 weeks saving for Nolan cards, right? I think it's faster now, since they give out a lot more Nolans compared to before. And to be honest, it's just really frustrating to do this every other month, and then you just get a mini MVP that's not even usable. It's not like say a Fallen Bishop card or a Flute Star card. I mean, sorry, a flute. Yeah, the flute guy. I forgot his name. So yeah, it does raise some annoyance in my on my end, and I guess for some other players as well, since these NPCs are supposed to help you progress, though it just gives out the bad vibes that you're just waiting for another mini MVP. Not even it's not That's not even usable. For Chaotic Invasion, um, they endorse the cards in the interface, right? And for me, I think they should bump it up a little, the rates, since those are you get 5 chances for that every week, and it's quite annoying that even sometimes the equipment drop is low, and you barely get anything from it except you're just wasting combat time. And for Endless Tower, it needs a dire update. I swear to God, it's the only weekly that hasn't been updated properly. It's supposed to be endless, so add floors, bump up the rates, make it more challenging again, make it a team effort again, like before. Like you had to think of ways to conquer Endless Tower, but now it just seems like it's a very boring weekly, and most of the time I ignore it since I know for a fact that I'm not getting anything from that weekly instance. So this might not garner any views. This might not get the attention of the developers, but I think that some of the content or the balance that we've talked about will not be changed due to the fact that Ragnarok MOBA Classic is in effect, and some players have already moved on to that game. Also, there have been talks about another Ragnarok Mobile on the works. So I think that they might focus on those two games rather than this game. I do hope that the sentiments of the players and the especially the constant players will be heard by the developers of the game, since we all do love this game and we've invested so much in this game. I just hope that everything balances out for everyone: the monetization, the constant content stagnation, and I do hope the game still lives for as long as it can, since it's one of the games that I highly recommend to play and has great graphics, great details, and of course, when you're starting in game, the storyline is amazing. So yeah, this is my actually it wasn't my just 2 cents. It was a bit of a rant from what I've talked about earlier when I mentioned it was my 2 cents. And go ahead to and watch Yotsuba Plays videos regarding his sentiments about the game. It's really insightful, and it's really something that I actually appreciate someone speaking about it. So if you're still here, I'm just playing out the game. I just want you all to see how I soloed uh, Lost Isle Legend. So just watch with me. There's nothing else to talk about here. So you guys can just chill here for a bit if you guys want. Just let it play out. And if you guys need help for your weeklies, just PM me. My in-game name is there, although it does have a Japanese character, I think, in the name. So yeah, you see me playing around. I'll be around TH22, standbying if ever you guys need help. I'm willing to help if I'm free. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And this is my first time recording my voice. That's why I have stutters. I'm kind of nervous. I don't think I'll make another one, but I'll try to.